Hey guys, welcome back to another review. And like once again, got the mic set up. I did a test this time to make sure it's working. But behind me, this is a 2019 Land Rover, Range Rover Sport. And this particular model is the HSE Dynamic. So it's got the big 5-liter V8 supercharged. If I were to buy a Land Rover, I think the Sport would be the one I would get. I do love the Velar, but this one here with the white, it looks very nice. And I love these upgraded wheels on this particular model. The Range Rovers are you can order a lot of different features with them, but there's a lot of features you get standard with them. Range Rovers are known as a more premium SUV, and they're known for their off-road capability. Most owners don't take them off-road, considering the price point is, pretty close to $100,000. So, most likely it's going to be used driving to the mall. But knowing you can off-road is pretty cool, and you do have a lot of different gadgets, which we'll cover later, that gives you those options, that available feature there. And one of the things about it is just driving this car, I felt safe. I felt like this is a lot of car. It felt heavy, it felt solid, but I liked it because, if I were to put my family in this car, I would feel safe knowing that in the event of an accident, they would be protected. It's, as I said, it comes with a fairly high entry price, but, I've reviewed the Lincoln Aviator, and now I've had a chance to do the Range Rover Sport, so I knew I had to do it while I had the chance. So I apologize, this review, I may not cover a lot of things. This is sort of a last minute review. So going over, they have the new style front end with these the newer Range Rovers, which I do like. Is very aggressive looking. It reminds me a lot of the SVR. And if you don't know what the SVR is, the SVR model is their high end. It's like their performance. Think of BMW or AMG or Mercedes. SVR is their top of the line high performance SUV on the Range Rover. And also I think the SVR also, that line goes with Jaguar as well. There's two different engines available with this Range Rover. Also there's a hybrid model, which I'm not going to mention too much, but there's the main engine. There's the Supercharged V6, it's 3-liter V6, 340 horsepower, and then this is a 5-liter V8, which is 518 horsepower. But let's walk around, let's go over some of the features, and then we'll go inside the car itself, and then we'll do a test drive. So you can see right away, it's got the big Brembo brakes behind those wheels. And these wheels are, I believe they're 22 inches in size. But the V8s, these red brake calipers are exclusive to the V8 models. You have your smart key access, you got all the creature comforts. I think there's so many different things. You can actually option the Sport with the third row, and you can get soft closed doors. You can get a lot of features, and it's all depending on your budget or if you have the patience to order one brand new, or if you just want to take one off the lot. LED headlights are standard. You got fog lights, rear fog lights. It's very feature packed. Standard features you're going to get with just their base trim. You're going to get the 19-inch wheels. You're going to get the air suspension. You're going to get the LED headlights I mentioned before. These rear fog light. There's also the mirrors going to be dimming automatically. You get the keyless remote, which the smart key access. You're going to get leather. You're going to get dual zone climate control, memory seats. The navigation system's also standard with the models. Front rear parking sensors, forward collision warning, all of those. Now, I could go on and read a list about things you can get with this car. I mean, there's blind spot monitor, cross traffic alert, but this particular one has the climate package, and I believe since it's the HSE Dynamic, I'm gonna get the heated rear seats, ventilated seats. There's going to be a upgraded sound system, 19 speakers, Meridian sound system. With the HSE, it's going to get that sporty looking front end. Almost, it reminds me a lot of the SVR with this front bumper. You can get the off-road package also, which off-road package comes with the 21-inch wheels, but this has a 22-inch. You get automatic high beam, and then there's the autobiography, which just goes above that and just gives you a lot more features. And I'm sure you guys can read online if you want to see exactly what these features include. I mean, you can get everything to where this car can just park itself. But I mean, park itself parallel and perpendicular. There's adaptive cruise control, emergency braking. There's high-speed emergency braking. Low-speed emergency braking is standard, which I mean, like 30 miles an hour below, it'll do like a low-speed emergency brake if we need to. But it's like you're on a highway or something, and it texts like you're about to run in the back of a car. If you're texting or something, that's what you're supposed to be doing that anyway. It could do that as well. So let's go into the car. Let's do a walk around here and let's go into the car. You can even get the black top with these as well. And what I like too about these is just look. I just love the way the Range Rovers look. All right, and think about these Range Rovers, they tow a lot. So towing capacity on these is just over 7,700 pounds with even the V6 model. Now, if you go to an SVR, unfortunately, your towing capacity drops a little bit to about 6,600 pounds, which is still quite a bit. But just keep in mind, if you go for high performance, you lose a little bit of that versatility. Let's open the rear hatch. You can get a third row in these too, but it's a special order, and it's very rare to find one with a third row. Since I have the air suspension, you can drop the rear end down by pressing this, holding this button, which I'm going to put the camera here just so you can see what the outside looks like. So I'm going to drop it down here. And it looks like that's the low as it's going to go. But it kneels down just to give it that extra inch. So when you load something, right now is up just above my knees, I could load something in here. And then to raise it back up, press and hold the button. And back up to, actually, it looks like I just raised it more. I'm not sure why it raised more. I haven't figured this thing out yet. This is why I don't do reviews like this in a hurry, but this is probably how it was sitting before. And then, of course, you have this power lift gate. So you shut it here. And it doesn't slam or anything. All right, so here's how one suitcase fits in. I'm sure I could do two larger suitcases and I could stack them probably at 4. Or 2 smaller carry-ons, have to the side. Medium suitcase, I can probably 1, 2, 3. So getting inside, here's your key. And this is what the key looks like. So you have your lock, unlock, have your hatch button. Not sure what this light button does. Let me see. Let me actually go in front of the car and take a look at this thing. See if it flashes. Oh. So it looks like it turns on the headlight. So maybe if you're trying to approach your vehicle and it's dark outside and you can't see where you're walking, you're trying to approach it, it's like a pathway lighting, the way to get back to your car. Because most cars, they have pathway lighting once you exit the vehicle and you walk to your house. Well, this way you can hit it, press the button here, and now the lights are on, the pathway lighting is now coming back as I approach it. So, or anytime you want to use it. Maybe if you're trying to find a car in a parking lot next to other like white Range Rovers or something, I don't know. So that's what that button does. But by leaving the key fob in the pocket here, you have a touch sensor here. Oh, right there. Huh, not working, hold on a second. Maybe not close enough. There we go. Mirrors fold in. Wait a second, grab the door handle. Now it opens up. This particular model has the leather all across the top, leather on the door handles. It's got almost like this aluminum trim, very sporty look. It's got the aluminum door seal, racing pedals. I like the trim on this one. I'm not particular font, like a big fan of the wood trim on cars, but so if I were to get a interior trim, this would probably be the one I would get. It's got leather across the top. So I'm gonna have a seat in here to show you guys my driving position. And sitting here, I was immediately taken away just how this this is a very, like I said, comfortable feeling in here. I sit in here, I have a commanding driving position. I sit up high. It feels comfortable. The seats are very supportive. I have like a little armrest in here too. Obviously the steering wheel tilts and telescopes to you. So if I were to turn the car on, it should come down into my position, which since I moved it, probably not gonna do that now. The back seat is just as comfortable as the front seat. It's got nice support. It's almost like a bucket seat back here. Very supportive. There's heated rear seat. You can get the option to get basically a dual zone climate control back here as well, make it a total of 4. This particular model does not have it, but it does have the 3-level heated rear seats. There's one power outlet here and 2 USB ports. 2 cup holders. And like I said, this car is just comfortable. Like I wouldn't mind just riding back here for a length amount of time. It would be very comfortable. You have your cup holder, you have a little storage area. I wouldn't mind spending time back here at all. Leather is very soft, very, very nice feel in leather. And like I said, here's the ports right there. There's a heated rear seat. It's got a big panoramic roof up here on top. LED lights back here. And one thing I noticed, you can lock the doors from the back, so you get your speaker grills. But also there's a sensor here. So say for example, you're parked and you're trying to get out the car. There's a light here to let your passengers know, hey, don't open the door right now because there's a car approaching. So you don't open the door and get it hit like in a city or something. So come up here. Your window controls are actually up top. Mirror controls are here. Notice how everything's blacked out. Everything's blacked out in here. And you're gonna see that throughout this Range Rover because it's only illuminated when it's active. So when I turn the car on, it will be illuminated. You've got 3-position memory seats. Down here, you got the hatch button, got your gauge light. Rain sensing wipers. You have automatic headlights. These are fully automatic headlights. Like I said, look at the steering wheel. Look how everything's blacked out. Look at this whole center stack. Everything's blacked out. This is what I'm talking about. And I mentioned this in my Lincoln review because I talked about how Lincoln's doing the same thing with their vehicles as well. Up top, everything's blacked out. So actually, I'm gonna turn this car around because I'm getting a lot of sun coming in here. All right, so turn it on, put your foot on the brake, start it up. You can just do a full sweep. And look how everything is lit up now. Heated steering wheel, you got your limit. Basically, if you just don't want your car to exceed, if you want a reminder each time you drive, this limit, basically you can set, hey, you know what? I don't want a cruise control, but just let me know when I exceed 75 miles an hour just so I don't get a speeding ticket. That you can set that. You can set a limit, just basically an alarm to let you know you're exceeding your preset speed. This is a cruise control, and this is adaptive cruise control. There's your phone buttons, your menu, and here are the mirror controls. And I said it, so they're now lit up. Let's see, so different options like that. Now, come up here on top, there's dual vanity, both sides. There's this power sunshade, and look how massive this sunroof is. I was really impressed with that. Sunroof tilts. You can open it, and then I want to see how far it goes. If it stops at a desired place, or if it goes all the way back. All right, let me see if I go. Nope, that's it. So this is where the sunroof opens and stops. So one touch, and I can also close the shade. And the shade is a full solid shade. If I were to tilt the sunroof, the shade would move back to that desired place. You have your emergency services up here. Home link for your garage right there. There's also reading lights in here. I'm looking for them. I guess I apologize. I didn't get much time with this car first. They're all touch sensitive. So by touching it, you get that. Then, so hitting this one is the main one. Turns on all 4 lights, including the back. All right, now coming through this thing. This is going to be a lot. I should just do a separate video on this part. So there's your home, your settings. So you can choose the angle of the screen. Basically, if it's in the sun, if you say, hey, you know what, I need to angle it so it's not, I got a glare on it, you can do that as well. You can choose a theme on it. You get your different audio settings back here. Everything has a nice feel to it. You got your cell phones, FM radio, Bluetooth. You got your cameras. And a surround view camera is optional. I don't think this one has it. There's parking sensor. And here says 4x4 limit zone. Let me see if I understand. I do understand. Oh, and it gives you some information about how to do off-roading. Looks like off-road information, low traction launch. So if you're in a low slippery surface and you need to launch the car out, it'll kind of give you that instructions. And it says to activate, fill out the accelerator. It tells you what setting to put it in, one of these settings, and actually looks like it will just activate it for you. Oh, nice. It's like you just activate it and it'll automatically tell you. You just tell it with the car what you want to do, what you want it to do, instead of you thinking, do I do rock climbing or do I use this terrain response. So I think it's pretty cool that they give those presets for you. And the climate down here in the lower screen, like I said, you can do the climate screen. Your passenger has the option to do the temperature if you want to unsync it. And now there's dual for the passenger. All right, so that's that. Or I can sync it. Now it just goes to one temperature. I can press on auto. You have rear defroster, and you have not only a front defrost, but you have say this is your front defroster. This is what you see in typical most cars today. They're gonna have a front defroster, but this is going to be your de-icer. So if you're driving in snow and ice, you can actually hit this, and you can't really tell, but the windshield has little heating elements inside and built into the glass. The whole glass does to heat it to prevent ice buildup. Vehicle, and it's telling me to push the rotary knobs to change that. So coming in here, I can push this knob, and then I can then turn the knob, and there's multiple ways of selecting the terrain. It's grass, gravel, snow, and there's also a heads-up display to tell me the pitch angle, which I don't know if you can see it on here, but it tells me basically the pitch angle of the Range Rover. It tells me right now I'm in this off-road position, and I can lock the center differential and the rear differential. So very helpful if you're familiar with those. Basically, you can lock the 2 rear wheels together, and you can lock the front and rear axles together, so they're all turning at the same rotation. No front diff lock on this model. I'm not sure if these are even an option. Maybe some of the Discoveries may have a front differential lock. I have to double check that. And like I said, this is just some of the menus they give. There's a rock crawl option, and it's like you got to put it in low range to do that. Mud and ruts. There's comfort, eco, and dynamic. So dynamic would be the one I would choose. And pressing this button down would select it as an auto response. All right. So then also you have the same settings here. You can do it to the touchscreen instead of the knob. Like I said, you got your grass, gravel, you got your mud and ruts. For me, I'll hit the dynamic program, and then I would hit the helmet, which then gives me the sport setting. So this Range Rover would be, right now I'm hitting the sport setting. I have it configured so the engine's dynamic, the gear changes will be dynamic, which would be more aggressive, or you can configure it the way you want for sport mode. Like so, this is factory setup. You can do your own for dynamic. You can make like I said, I want the engine to be dynamic, and I want the gear changes to be more aggressive. But I want the suspension to still be soft, and I want the, you can choose all your settings, steering to be whatever you want. So, and then of course you have lap timer, G4 assist, and of course tells you how much throttle you have. This is more, I'm not sure why they do this much, because like I doubt somebody can take this thing on a racetrack. This isn't the SVR mode. Of course, you can go back to auto program and see here. Nope, not let me do that. Okay, back up here, and I can go to auto. Nope, press this down. All right, there's. All right, now I'm back in auto position. Your traction controls off. Here's your. This like a kind of like automatic. It's like an automatic kind of a crawl speed. Looks like. Now I won't say it's a hill descent control. Maybe it is, not sure, but it doesn't like the typical button. Looks like it's just only to set your, it's like you're just off-roading, you want to maintain a certain speed. Think of it like crawl control on Toyotas. And of course you can take the terrain response out. You can have different radio, you can do your phone. There's a lot you can do in these. And then of course there's more settings in here. Electronic parking brake. Have dual cup holders in here, and let's see, I just have this little drink here. There's nothing fancy to show. Like I said, this is a quick review, so I'm not able to do my full in-depth. Then here you have a center console. Nothing to back. It's just armrest. And let's see if I can get this. Nope. I don't know how to. This is where I should have had a tutorial first. Oh, there we go. So now looking here, looks like there's you can make this thing. This is cooled. There's a little refrigerator in here, so you can keep drinks in here cold. Snacks for the kids, with fresh, drinks, whatever you want, fruit box, juice boxes. It's just a lot. And I said, look at this leather. It just looks nice, and it's nice in here. Got your glove box, nicely damped. Got two glove boxes, upper and lower. They're so damp that so nicely damped. And you got dual glove boxes, so they're very nice in here. Auto dim rearview mirror, of course, the rearview mirrors dim automatically as well. You have your blind spot monitor, rear cross traffic alert, and I'm not sure. I haven't driven this on the highway yet to know if the blind spot would give you an advanced detection, but I want to assume yes, just because most of the European cars I drive give you that advanced detection. And by hitting the menu button here, on the steering wheel menu, I could change a lot of different features in here that I couldn't configure. So, and I can make it so the car can get to the access position, which means it kind of like squats all the way down, getting it out of the car, or I can just leave it at a normal height. Music, a lot of different features in here. Alright, so here we are under the hood. This is the 5-liter supercharged V8. And this pumps out 518 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 461 pound-feet of torque at just at 2,500 RPM. The gas mileage is 17 city and 22 highway, which is impressive because, you know, for this engine, I would imagine it'd probably be in the teens all the way around. I'm actually not sure what this is, but it looks like some type of functional vent for the hood. It's got on both sides. And like too, just the European construction, you still get your double latches for the hood. Like I said, they can configure this to show a lot more. Turn signal seems like it's blinking in slow motion. Nice European sound from this V8. It just throaty and it rumbles as you pull away. The V6, I did drive a V6 once during the test drive, and it does seem to perform, you know, it feels neutral. Just me being a power junkie, I would want